Joining us, soybean farmer and founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association, John Boyd Jr. Really good to have you, as always. How are things going?
Well, it's the worst times in American history since the 80s for farmers in this country. And that letter that they wrote, I think it was a good step in the right direction, but we sending a letter to people who failed to do anything about the president's policies, which is our Congress. The president's tariffs, and you read a little bit of that letter that I don't agree with, is Biden didn't do this. Former President Obama didn't do this. These are the president's policies. These are his tariffs. In fact, the highest time I ever sold soybeans in my career, my 43-year career, was under President Obama for $18 a bushel. Under President Trump, I sold some of the lowest at $7 a bushel during his first presidency when he came in, and he done the same thing. He announced tariffs against China. China buys most of U.S. grown soybeans. Canada, who's we rely on for fertilizer, and corn for Mexico that we sell, mostly U.S. grown corn. These are these president's policies that are ruining American agriculture. And then on top of that, he gave $40 billion. So he really sold out America's farmers and gave $40 billion to Argentina. And he promised us $12 billion in relief. So the president went down to Iowa last week and said, oh, I just gave farmers $12 billion. I want to tell all of the viewers that are watching this, the farmers have not received a dime of the $12 billion. And that's what the president does. He says things, and there's really no accountability. Black people love him, all these things. But you know, when I tried to attend the president's farm meeting that he had several weeks ago at the White House, there wasn't one black farmer at the table. As a matter of fact, there wasn't one black person in the room. And they told me I couldn't attend the White House meeting, something about they were moving away from DEI. I'm talking to you from my farm. There's no DEI on my farm. You know, my cattle eat the same amount of hay. My tractor burns the same amount of diesel fuel, and I have to be able to produce a crop here just like everybody else.
I'm sorry, what? There was a farm meeting at the White House. You tried to go. Were you there physically? Did they turn you away at the door? Or what happened?
Well, the farm community is a very small community. So people were telling me that there was going to be a farm meeting. And I reached out to the White House to attend, and that's the feedback that they got. In fact, they said they were moving away from the black farmer issue. They were moving away from DEI and the small farmer issue, and they were focusing on large-scale white farmers and corporate farmers because they produce the most food, is what this administration said. And they told me that they may come back in a couple of years and revisit the farmers of color issue, but right now that they were moving away from it. And where's the accountability? I'm a farmer just like anybody else. As a matter of fact, I'm a pretty good farmer. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to survive under this president's horrible policies that they're putting out there.
Were there other smaller farmers there?
Not that I know of, and you guys could verify exactly who was at the table. But from what I was told, that there wasn't a black person in the room,
right.
Either in the audience or at the table. And this administration keeps saying that, it's not about race, it's not about color. But the president brought in South African white farmers and gave them a fast path to citizenship and going to provide them with a homestead. All these things that they've never done for a black person in this country. And they keep, this president has divided this country by the definition of race and made race relations in our country horrible at this time.
All right, we're going to look into those claims there about that meeting. John Boyd Jr., thanks so much for joining us. Always appreciate it.